I, Raisha Sehgal, on behalf of Zee Media Group, extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed guests and profound speakers to Zee Media Digital India Dialogue 2023. The conclave today also commemorates the 8th anniversary of the Digital India Mission, which was launched in the year 2015 with an aim to ensure that the Indian government service are made available to everybody electronically. Ladies and gentlemen, India has been supercharging towards an e-revolution. On that note, I would now like to call on stage Dinesh Sharma, Technology Editor, Zee Media, to unfold the event.
At the Digital India Dialogue 2023, we are bringing together all the stakeholders, including government leaders and tech fraternity members, to talk about new and emerging technologies and their role in realizing our Digital India dream. With that, I would request our chief guest for the evening, Honorable Minister of State for Electronics and Information Technology of India, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, to join us on stage. I would also request Mr. Pranay Upadhyay to come and take this forward. Thank you.
सबसे पहले तो आपको बधाई मंत्री के तौर पर 2 साल पूरे करने की हम सब की तरफ से। यात्रा कैसी रही सर?
नहीं, देखिए, डिजिटल इंडिया और प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी का जो विजन है 2015 में जो उन्होंने एक तरह से ही लॉन्च्ड इट, इसका सबसे अच्छा डिस्क्रिप्शन सुंदर पिचाई ने हाल ही में वाइट हाउस में किया। मैं पैराफ्राइज कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन उनका कहना ये था कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने 8 साल पहले उनका एक विजन था कि डिजिटल इंडिया, डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी से दुनिया बदलेगा, भारत बदलेगा। और सुंदर पिचाई का ये कहना था कि दुनिया एक तरह से उनके लिए एक वेकअप कॉल हो गया है कि डिजिटल की ताकत, डिजिटल के इनोवेशन की दुनिया का ताकत और उसका इम्पैक्ट ट्रेड पे, इकोनॉमी पर इतना डीप हो रहा है आजकल। एंड ही कंग्रेचुलेटेड प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी कि उन्होंने ये सपना, ये विजन 2015 में देखा। तो हमारे लिए ऐसे एक विजन, ऐसे क्लैरिटी रहना, और मैं 30-35 साल से टेक्नोलॉजी की दुनिया से जुड़ा हूँ, तो हमारे लिए बहुत ही एक तरह से आसान हो जाता है, क्योंकि हमारे नेता, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर का टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में इतना क्लियर स्ट्रेटेजिक क्लैरिटी है।
डिजिटल डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बिल है, इसको लेकर भी सवाल खड़े होते हैं। कई लोगों का ये कहना है कि आपने जो पहले आर्ग्यूमेंट दिया था कि इंडियंस का डेटा इंडिया में ही होना चाहिए, अब जो नया प्रपोज ड्राफ्ट है उसके अंदर जो प्रोविजंस हैं उनके मुताबिक क्रिटिकल डेटा इंडिया में रहे और बाकी डेटा जो है वो ट्रांजैक्ट हो सकता है, बाहर रखा जा सकता है। थोड़ा क्लैरिटी अगर आप दे पाएं।
डिजिटल पर्सनल डेटा जो है, हम मानते हैं कि ये ट्रस्टेड लोगों के पास होने चाहिए, और जो भी हमारे नागरिक के डिजिटल डेटा यूज़ करेंगे या लेंगे सर्विस देने के लिए या प्रोडक्ट देने के लिए, उनके ऊपर ऑब्लिगेशंस हो, लीगल ऑब्लिगेशंस हो। और हमारा ये मानना है कि जहाँ पर भी हमारा जो लॉ है रीच होता है या उसका रिकग्निशन होता है और हमारे डिजिटल नागरिकों के हक प्रोटेक्ट करने की संभावनाएं हैं, वहाँ पर डेटा स्टोरेज प्रोसेसिंग हो सकता है। यानी कि वी आर नॉट वाइट लिस्टिंग, वी आर ब्लैक लिस्टिंग। जहाँ पर अनसेफ, अनट्रस्टेड जोग्राफीज हैं, वी विल प्रोहिबिट प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ डेटा। वी आर वेरी क्लियर, द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज वेरी क्लियर, द प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज वेरी क्लियर, द सिटीजन्स हैव अ राइट to have their personal data protected, and it is an obligation of all the big tech platforms that the data that they collect for delivering a service will be processed in a manner where those rights of the Indian citizen can never be violated. ये बहुत important है, क्योंकि हमारे startups को मल्टीपल चॉइस मिले कि वो देश के क्लाउड यूज़ करें या क्लाउड कहीं और के यूज़ करें, डेटा सेंटर्स यहाँ पर भी हो, दूसरे देश में भी हो, चॉइस हो, टेक्नोलॉजी और इनोवेशन के चॉइस हो, प्राइसिंग के चॉइस हो। तो हम ऐसे रिजिड स्ट्रक्चर नहीं बनाना चाहते जो हमारे प्रिंसिपल स्टेक होल्डर यानी कि स्टार्टअप्स के इनोवेशन की दुनिया में कोई रुकावट या स्टम्बलिंग ब्लॉक बने। ये मैं आपको कहूँ कि साइबर स्पेस और रियल वर्ल्ड में एक बहुत स्पेसिफिक डिफरेंस है। और ये डिफरेंस ये है कि इंटरनेट में कोई बाउंड्री नहीं होता, जुरिस्डिक्शनल बाउंड्री नहीं होता, ज्योग्राफिकल बाउंड्री नहीं होता। और इन्वेरिएबली जो क्राइम होते हैं, साइबर क्राइम, jurisdiction of the victim is one, the perpetrator's jurisdiction is the second one, and the crime is in a third jurisdiction. तो कन्वेंशनल लॉ एनफोर्समेंट या कन्वेंशनल पुलिसिंग से ये सॉल्व नहीं होगा। और हमारे देश में एक और पेक्यूलियरिटी ये है कि हमारा लॉ एंड ऑर्डर इज अ स्टेट सब्जेक्ट। तो अगर एक स्टेट में बैठकर साइबर क्राइम करता है परपेट्रेटर, विक्टिम है दूसरे स्टेट में, और क्राइम होता है तीसरे स्टेट में, ग्लोबल दुनिया के छोड़िए आप, भारत में ही 3 लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी, 3 पुलिस को कोऑपरेट करने की जरूरत है। तो साइबर स्पेस के पुलिसिंग और सेफ्टी और ट्रस्ट में बहुत सारे यूनिक चैलेंजेस हैं, और हम एक और टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेटफॉर्म साइबर सिक्योरिटी का डेवलप कर रहे हैं। और मैं विदाउट रिवीलिंग एनीथिंग आई कैन टेल यू कि भारत के पास जो क्षमता है साइबर सिक्योरिटी के कैपेबिलिटीज़ में, टेक्नोलॉजी कैपेबिलिटीज़ में, वो आई बिलीव इट इज़ कंपेरेबल टू द बेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड। एक तो वो, लेकिन हमारे जो लीगल फ्रेमवर्क है और पॉलिसिंग के जो अलग अलग स्टेट में अलग अलग कैपेसिटीज़ हैं और कोऑर्डिनेशन के कैपेबिलिटीज़ में गैप्स हैं, उनको हम फोकस करके हम थोड़ा बदलाव लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। देशों को और हमारे देश में देश के इंटरनेट को सेफ बनाने में हमारे राज्यों को कोऑपरेट करके एक प्रोटोकॉल बनाना पड़ेगा। हम उस पर काम कर रहे हैं।
सर, आपने जो कुछ कहा उससे बहुत उम्मीद है, खासतौर पर जो लोग टेक वर्ल्ड में हैं उनकी तो होंगी ही सही, लेकिन खासतौर पर जो यूथ सुन रहा है उसकी भी बहुत उम्मीद होगी, क्योंकि आप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप मिनिस्टर भी हैं, स्किल डेवलपमेंट भी हैं और आईटी मिनिस्टर भी हैं। शुक्रिया हमसे बातचीत करने के लिए और डिजिटल इंडिया के इनिशिएटिव पर।
Well, we now start with today's panel discussion with a topic that has been doing the rounds for quite some time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about artificial intelligence and how human life will speed up in the next 5 years. And to discuss this, I would now like to call on stage our esteemed set of panelists. The session will be moderated by Lloyd Mathias, angel investor and business strategist. May I request Mr. Lloyd to please come up on the stage. We also have with us Ranganath Sadasiva, CTO Hybrid IT HPE. Can we have a round of applause for Mr. Sadasiva? Yes, please. Please also welcome Samanyu Garg, founder and CEO, Ride Sonic.
Great to have you here, both Samanyu and Ranga. Our topic is interesting. As you know, AI has become this new buzzword, and with Gen AI or generative AI, suddenly there's a whole lot of other issues that are cropping up with ChatGPT and the whole issues of ethics. I'm going to start with you, Samanyu, and quickly want to get a sense of where do you think will be the maximum impact of AI going forward? We've all lived with AI with, let's say our Apple Musics and our Spotifys of the world, but where do you see it disrupting how we live our normal lives the most over the next couple of years?
Some of the major kind of impact that we are seeing with different industries is, one, I would start with marketing and advertising, which is where AI is used for content creation, for, conversion optimization, SEO optimization, so your content ranks better and it, appeals to the audience better. So that's one. Second thing I would say also is, one very big thing is chatbots. So what kind of chatbots we used to have before were sort of these smart rule-based chatbots, which I called sort of dumb chatbots, where you had to define every flow, sort of like how you do with programming. But now with GPT and technologies like ChatGPT, this is all going to become personalized, where it is going to read through the entire data and it will give a response just like a human would do. So that would definitely improve the customer engagement and like the service and the experience as well.
Coming to you, Ranga, and quickly, as they say, technology doubles up ever so often. And since you belong to HP Enterprise, working at the cutting edge of technology, where do you see AI impact the businesses that you guys forefront work closely with?
I'm seeing a lot of people going in to do artificial intelligence projects for the sake of doing it, right? Artificial intelligence is a way, it's a mean, right? You need to have an objective and use artificial intelligence to deliver to that objective. And that's the big gap that we see. That's where there is a need for us to kind of engage with them to understand what the requirement is and how AI as a technology can be implemented. Having said that, across the country we see a lot of leverage with BFSI organizations. I think a good percentage of the work that they are doing is all AI enabled today. Manufacturing is not behind. They are looking at a lot of simple use cases to be delivered, right? If you're looking at video-based analytics, that's a simple use case to do. It helps in quality assurance. It helps in figuring out how personnel move about in an office, in the factory. So there are these use cases that are coming into play. But one of the things is to kind of look at what is the objective that you would want to have or meet, and then look at the various AI technologies that are there. So that's very, very sacrosanct.
How do you see AI impacting fostering the whole process of sustainability?
A lot of components to that. So, for example, one very recent one that I heard of, for example, is precision agriculture, where optimized use of the resources is being made to do to get the maximized crop yield there. So that is sort of one thing. Second thing, if you see with, let's say, energy. With the amount of data that we have right now, we can predict the energy supply and demand and can optimize it for the optimal use of that. Traffic is another thing. India, it's a problem. So if we have enough kind of data around that and can make decisions around, predictive decisions around that, that can help with controlling the traffic. And eventually, because, of course, energy goes into the vehicles as well, it will save that energy. Waste management is another thing where if you see in India, I think what I've seen is the waste that we take out of our homes, it's not sorted into different categories. It's just one big thing you just push out. So that is where proper sorting into, okay, this is kind of a recyclable thing, or this is green waste and that kind of stuff. So automatic sorting of that and putting it into different buckets, I think that is another thing. So a lot of different areas. I think every sector and every kind of area AI will get into can help with either prediction, data analysis, or some sort of kind of optimization on that side to help with the sustainability aspect there.
Sure, thanks. Ranga, any thoughts?
Yeah, very important to look at sustainability as we build digital enterprises today. I think the foundational aspect of digital enterprises needs to be based on sustainable technologies and a digital foundation. I think these are the two important attributes. When I look at sustainability, there are two aspects. There is IT sustainability, which you can think of, which is essentially building in a lot of efficiencies for equipment that you use, right? Whether it is schooling that you spoke of, whether it is in terms of using, putting data centers underwater or anything like that, right? So that is building efficiency around it. There is also this aspect of using IT for developing sustainable technologies today. There are examples in the globe that talk of really monitoring ocean waves and figuring out how you can build sustainable energy, right? You could look at, how to predict monsoon and forecast around monsoons and see how sustainability you can build your data centers, right? So there is that entire spectrum of sustainability that is underlying to AI. AI is not easy to implement because you're talking GPUs, you're talking a lot of energy requirements, right? So putting that in perspective is the way to look ahead, and sustainability plays a very key role.
Thanks for sharing your points of view, Samanyu and Ranga. Wonderful, and thank you so much, the audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next discussion will talk about India as the third largest unicorn hub and the roadmap ahead for India's unicorns. The dialogue will be hosted by Ms. Mandira Bedi, whose renowned name and needs no introduction. I would also like to call on stage Ritesh Agarwal, founder and group CEO, OYO. Can we have both of you on the stage, please? And a round of applause for our next set of panelists. Ms. Bedi and Ms. Agarwal will now give us an insight on India's unicorn landscape.
Here we are, the second youngest self-made billionaire in the world. What does your drawing board look like?
मेरा ड्राइंग बोर्ड कैसे लगता है? आई थिंक दो तीन चीज़. सबसे पहला है वेरी एक्टिव, बहुत जितना समय आप कर सकें, मेक श्योर. आई थिंक इसका सिंपल तरीका है डिज़ायर, डिवोशन एंड डिलिजेंस. डिज़ायर का मतलब है बड़ा सोचने के पहले डरना नहीं है. I have always never been afraid of thinking big, and thoda about the Thiel Fellowship. Right after my 12th grade, I had the opportunity to be a Thiel Fellow. So Peter Thiel is the founder of PayPal, early investor in Facebook. He gives $100,000 to 20 people under the age of 20. So I went from Odisha to Kota for my 11th and 12th grade, वहाँ से सीधा San Francisco, talking about culture shocks. But I think the one big thing I learned was thinking big did not cost money. If you don't have desire, the ability of having devotion will be very little. But what I mean by devotion is really being able to work hard and being on the ground. अगर आपकी ज़मीन और पैर ज़मीन पे नहीं है, अगर आप अपने कस्टमर, बिकॉज ये याद रखना ज़रूरी है कि जो प्यार जो इज्जत मिलती है वो इसलिए क्योंकि आपके कस्टमर्स आपको यूज़ कर रहे हैं. अगर कस्टमर्स चले गए तो एक हफ्ते बाद nobody will recognize me or our company. So remembering that and not forgetting it and keeping your foot on the ground is very crucial. And the last is diligence, being attentive to detail. If a customer had a great experience, they say तो होना ही था, मतलब इनका brand की scale पे they should do this all the time. But अगर कल रात को किसी एक कमरे में पानी 15 मिनट लेट गया तो उसका ट्वीट मेरे पास आता है कि आप पानी समय पे आना चाहिए था, और उसका diligence मेरी जिम्मेवारी है कि that shows up, like somebody shows up to meet the client next day saying that sorry we got it wrong, next time we'll do better. So I think desire for doing something big, devotion for making sure you work hard, there is no compromise to it, there is no shortcut to success. Everybody knows it, but I will keep reiterating it. And the last one is of course diligence, pay attention to detail.
You know, I heard a clip somewhere of yours where you said impact before financial gains, right? That is what's very important. But when does profitability start coming into the picture? When do profitability goals start coming into the picture as far as startups are concerned?
I always think that it's very important to differentiate between individual financial gains and enterprise financial gains, which is the company. I think company's profitability, there is absolutely no compromise for. Because if you want to make the difference, अगर आज हम लोग 20 million या 50 million लोगों को impact करें, उसे 100 million करना है, we have to make sure that we are financially sustainable and attractive in order to fund that opportunities in the future. Otherwise, the law of nature is if you're not financially sustainable, there is no free money forever. There is only some early investment you can receive for building your enterprise, but उसके बाद में आपको अपने दो पैरों में खड़ा होना पड़ेगा in all ways of meaning that it stands for. So our company, for instance, when we started initially, the small business used to generate a bottom line. Then we started investing in our technology and brand and did have losses for a long period of time. But I'm happy to report that FY23 that we just finished was our first EBITDA positive year. We generated around 33 million in EBITDA. And I'm not saying this, but some of the rating agencies who view our company project anywhere between $55 to $80 million in this year coming up. So I hope we can deliver better than what they're suggesting.
What in your opinion are the important factors that contribute to a startup becoming a unicorn?
Unicorn और success में same line में नहीं मानता. मेरे हिसाब से आप unicorn हो सकते हैं, but that probably is not the only definition of success. मेरे हिसाब से मैंने impact आज शायद कई बार बात किया. I think impact and making a difference. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, इतनी खुशी होती है मुझे जब भी मैं ड्राइव करता हूँ दिल्ली से जयपुर, चंडीगढ़, और इतने सारे ओयोस देखता हूँ, मुझे देख के बड़ी खुशी होती है. और हमारे कॉलीग्स हो, हम वो उसको पॉइंट करके कहते हैं कि इन होटल ओनर के पास पहले उनकी कमाई साल की 20 लाख होती थी, अभी 60 लाख होती है, वो हमने उस पर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट किया है, कुछ थोड़ा बहुत कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट किया है. आई थिंक दैट फीलिंग इज अनपैरेलल्ड, नॉट जस्ट फॉर मी, हर एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए, जो भी आप छोटा भी बिजनेस चला रहे हैं. तो मेरे हिसाब से वो सबसे पहला है कि आप एंटरप्रेन्योरियल इम्पैक्ट की तरफ ध्यान दें. दूसरा, इंश्योर करिए कि बियॉन्ड बिल्डिंग अ ग्रेट प्रोडक्ट आप अच्छे टीम पे बहुत ध्यान दें. एक मेरा आखिरी सुझाव होता है, विच इज़ दैट बी परसेवरेंट. मैंने देखा है कि पीपल गिव अप टू अर्ली इन अ गुड और अ बैड वे. गुड वे बिकॉज पीपल फील दैट बहुत मेहनत कर ली, एंड देयर इज दैट मोमेंट यू फील लाइक राइट. बट आई फील किसी एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए जिसके लिए इम्पैक्ट इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है, if they're not coming with a sense of purpose in the morning next day, I think they're probably going to go back thinking that, you know, in a few months that I'm probably not doing something and they would like to start something new. So if you have something that's working well and you feel like you can make a difference, I think both in good times and tough times, I always say this, if you're digging a tunnel, I lost my dad early this year, but my dad used to be a railway engineer, railway and road construction engineer. So he also used to say this. When you're digging a tunnel, it's very easy to give up because there's all darkness around you, right? But if you keep digging, there will be sunshine on the other side at some point of time. So I think being perseverant is very crucial. If you keep digging, there is always sunshine at the end of the tunnel, is my view as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please also share your learnings and insights from this event using hashtag ZDigitalIndia on your social media handles. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Z News.